Okay, so this is the first tutorial. This is going to be how to make a peach pot. This is the peach pot I have made and finished. This was all made, started out with this and turned into this. And I'm going to be showing you how to make this piece. It's very simple and easy. Anyone can do it, but I do want to remind you that you do not have to make exactly what I'm making. I want you to make whatever you want to make. I want you to use your own creativity. This is just going to be some very basic fundamentals. First things, you want your ball, your clay piece, to be in a ball. So right now, this needs to be in a ball. Now, I started off with this size of a ball, and now I've got this size. And you may wonder why, and that is because I wanted to have a little extra clay left over at the end to make a rose with, or to make like a little ornament with. So all I did was take my ball and I took off a chunk of my clay, about like that, okay? And I just put it to the side, and then I rolled my other ball up to make my peach pot. So here we go. So now we've got our clay. We have pulled off our piece. I may pull off even a little bit more. Let's just pull off a little bit more. Okay, if your child is making this piece, you may want to cut your ball of clay in half, because children's hands are small, and if this is one of their first pieces to make with pottery, then it's probably a good idea to cut your ball in half, and then you can use your extra clay to make another small peach pot, or you could do it to make an ornament or a rose, or I'll even show you how to make a little cross when we're done. So you've got your ball. Let's go ahead and smack it back into a ball. And you just simply do this by putting it from one hand to the other and just kind of shaping it with your hands, okay? You want it to be pretty smooth on the outside. So like right here, you see I've got like some, kind of like I don't know if you can see that, but it's kind of got like some indentions. I'm just gonna smooth that out, because the outside of this ball is going to be the outside of my pot, okay? So we just wanna get it kind of smooth. All right, so we've got that done. Now we're gonna put our ball on the table, and I'm going to take my thumb and I'm going to push it into the ball. Now, I don't want to push my thumb all the way through, because if I do that, it's going to put a hole in the bottom of my pot. And this is the bottom of my pot. So I'm going to take my thumb and I'm going to push it down. It's kind of hard to push in there. Mine's a little drier than y'all's. About this far. So probably about an inch, inch and a half from where my hand would hit the ball. I'm gonna push it in about that far, okay? So you see, got my thumb in there in the ball. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start pinching around this ball, because I wanna make this hole, I wanna make it bigger, because eventually it's gonna be like this. So let's get started doing that. So you get your thumb, you stick it back in there, and you're just gonna start pinching, and as you pinch, you're going to move your pot around with your other hand. So I'm just using my other hand to move it around, and with this hand, I'm pinching it. And you can see as I'm doing that it's getting bigger. Now, like I said earlier, if you've got children doing this, you may want to make their ball smaller, because it is kind of hard to pinch this clay. I'm doing it a lot faster than you're probably going to do it, okay? Now, this is a cute little pot just like that, if you want to know the truth. But if you're wanting to make yours a little more fancy, you're just gonna pinch it, form it, and make what you would like to make. If you wanna make it a little more fancy like I did mine, I'm gonna show you the little tutorial on how to do that. You're going to start down here at the very bottom. You want a pretty thick bottom, so you don't wanna go all the way down. You want your bottom to still be thick. So you're gonna take your fingers and you're going to pinch it and you're going to go all the way up, like that, okay? Do it with this one. And then you start in the next section. Pinch all the way up. Pinch all the way up. And as you're doing that, it's gonna open up your piece and it's gonna make it even bigger. You're gonna do that all the way around. My goal was to make these videos under 10 minutes. I'm just gonna keep going because I know y'all don't wanna sit here and watch this for 30 minutes. I'm just pinching it up, and it does kind of wear your hands out a little bit, especially if your clay is drier. But see how the outside has already got all that texture? Even just that is such a cute little pot. I'm gonna set it down. Now you want your pot to be a little even, so you may have to kind of move it and kind of make it even like that. Now, the next thing I'm going to do, because I want mine to be a little bit fancy, is I'm going to take my fingers, my pointer finger and my thumb, and I'm gonna push it in and pull it out. Do you see how I did that? Pushed it in with my thumb and I pulled it out with my pointer finger. And then I'm gonna go right next to that and I'm gonna do the same thing and I'm gonna hold this with this hand. So let me show you that again. Pushed it in with my thumb and out with this finger. Then I went to this next section, pushed it in with my thumb, out with this finger, but I held this piece out while I did that. That's gonna help you keep it steady. Then I'm gonna turn my piece. And then I've got my wavy bowl. And see, I love the little finger textures. This would be so cute, painted. Like you could paint the outside white and the inside blue and then like do the gold or something on the ends. But this would be really cute, just like that. But isn't that neat? This is such a handmade piece. You can see all the indentions. The main thing to remember is you want your walls of your piece to be pretty, you want them to all be the same, similar thickness. So you're just gonna pinch, like if it's too thick, you're gonna pinch a little harder. And if it's thin, you're just gonna pinch a little softer. And like I said, I want you to make what represents you. You don't have to do your piece like this. You can just keep it, you can keep your piece just like this, and that's fine too. You could even curl your piece open a little like this and make it more like, it's really what you want to do with your piece. See, you can even do that. It's kind of cute too. Whatever you want to do. Okay? Now, let's take our little piece that we have left over. Here it is. And we're gonna roll it into a ball. Gonna kind of roll it into a ball. Kind of do the same thing I did in the other thing, where we're just making it into a ball. Gonna put it in our palm and we're gonna flatten it out. See, we got it flat. We're gonna keep on doing that. Keep on flattening it. And then we're gonna pinch it just a little bit. We wanna make a big flat piece. Like so. Okay, see, we got a pancake. You don't want it too thick. You see how thin I've got it? You're gonna put that down on your table. And I'm gonna take the end of my spoon, because I don't have a knife, And I'm just gonna cut down the middle like that. I'm gonna make 2 halves, you see? And I'm gonna make my rows with this. So basically I'm gonna take the end and I'm just gonna roll it, very easy, roll it all the way to the other side. And I've got my rows. Now, this bottom is really thick and we are wanting to attach it to our pot. So I'm gonna take the bottom and I'm going to pinch it to make it smaller. Not too much, just a little bit on the sides like that. Okay. And then I'm going to flare my rows out. I like a big rose. I want my rose to be nice and flared. You see how I did that? Very easy. Anyone can do that. I'm gonna actually pinch a little bit more off of mine because I want it to stick. I don't want it to sit up too high on my pot. Okay? Now, you've got your fork. If you want to attach the rose, you don't have to, you can leave it like this, but if you'd like to attach the rose, you're going to take your fork and get it a little bit wet in your water over here that you've got. And you're going to take your fork and you're going to just, this is called scoring. We are scoring the piece and we are making it to where it's going to act like a glue and stick to our other piece. So we've got that scored with our fork. We just go one direction down and then go to the side like that to make it kind of bumpy. And we're gonna put our fork in the water again, and wherever we want the rose to go, we're gonna score that as well. So we've got it going this way, and then we're gonna do it going the opposite way. And then now we're gonna stick it, gently stick it to our piece. And you can see, we've kind of got some, you know, yucky looking stuff there. So we can take our finger, put it in the water and kind of smooth that out. And we've got our finished piece. Now, I want you to remember something. When you're making pieces in pottery, they do not have to be perfect. Some people are very perfectionistic, and that is perfectly fine if you like a more perfect look. But this one's kind of like, if you look at my edges, they're kind of raggedy. If you want your edges to be smooth, all you need to do is take your finger, dip it in water, and smooth out your edges. It's not supposed to be perfect, but if you are wanting it to be more of a perfect look, then you can just take your finger in your water and smooth out the edges like so. Isn't that cute? You can even smooth it out on the inside. That is it, y'all. You're just, the basic steps to the peach pot are getting your ball of clay, sticking your thumb in the middle, and pinching it to the form that you want. You can do whatever you want to do. You could keep going up with this and make a vase if you wanted to. It's just, you can make whatever you want. I love making peach pots. I don't do a lot of those. Even just that is cute. That's a great little change holder. You're just sticking your thumb in and you're pinching the sides, and you're gonna pinch hard to open up those sides. It's very simple, very easy. Okay? And if you have any questions, please message me. Before you finish your piece, you need to sign it. I'm just gonna put my initials, A, H, like that. You can see, turned upside down, A-H, that's my initials. That way you will have it forever. You could even put the year, 2020, so you know what year you made it. And you just simply engrave it in there with your pencil, okay? Y'all, please let me know if you have any questions.